Greetings and welcome to the show. I'm thinking, what's going on with people these days? Why don't they speak? When you're walking by someone, you notice you might say hello, they put their head down or even act like they don't see you. What's going on with this? How are we going to build communities where we look after one another? How are we going to build states where people have the interests of the people at heart? When you walk down your own street and people act like they don't see you, they act like they can't speak to you. Have we become a nation of cowards, a world of cowards, that we're so afraid of our own shadow that we can't speak to the people next to us? How do you build bonds with individuals if you don't speak to them? You know, I talk with my neighbor a lot, and I'm outside working in the yard or going for a run, and I'm constantly waving to the kids, I'm waving to the people. Hey, how you doing? You see me with a smile and a hello on my lips, all for you, but people don't rarely return the favor. It's crazy to me to think that we can live in a society or continue to live in a society, flourish and prosper with the best interests of all of our people at heart if we're not at least speaking to each other. Ridiculous. Someone's coming up to you smiling, say hi to the person, or be proactive. Actually speak to someone you don't know. You might find out that they're not as bad as you think. I'm thinking, what's up with the soldiers returning home and not having the proper medical care, proper assistance, proper everything that they need when they return from war or tour or duty? This is just absolutely ridiculous. Many flag-waving people in this country that talk about supporting the soldiers, how in the hell can they risk their lives, come home, and then not have the proper attention, medical care, whatever it is that they need to get job placement? Who really cares? This person just risked their life for the freedom that you and I love and honor. And people talk about how it's such the greatest country in the world. Well, how in the hell can the greatest country in the world not support its own troops? You know, and I am not a military man. Let me be honest, I am not very satisfied with a lot of the foreign policy of this country. If you have an extended conversation with me, you will find that out very quickly. I don't like what they're doing in Iraq. I don't like the posturing in Iran. And, well, North Korea's, we're going to have to deal with North Korea. But how can you not support the people who are the boots on the ground that are risking their lives for, what, $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year, when they're working next to private military Blackwater soldiers that's being paid $100,000 because of inflated government contracts, or, you know, or is dealing with shoddy electrical and plumbing work of companies like Halliburton or KBR, whatever they changed their name to in order to avoid the PR nightmare that's coming. But they can do all of this stuff, and people can wave the flag and run around talking about how they love this country and all of this crap. But when they come home, you should never see a soldier on the street. That is just pathetic, and it bothers me because it's my neighbors. It's the people I grew up with. It's my family members that are over there. Yours too. You know, the rich, their children don't join the military. That's you and I, regular and common folk, people who join the military. And they come home and they are just treated like garbage. Yet everyone runs around talking about how great this country is and all of the terrific opportunities they have. But a great country, I'll say it, will not turn their back on their soldiers. I'm thinking, what's up with the low standards in the public school system? This is just disgraceful. You know, my wife and I, we get into this conversation a lot, or at least we used to. We used to say, you know, parents got to get it together. They have to start educating their children at home. And before I go any further, don't think that I'm trying to let parents off the hook here, because education starts with them. You are their life. You are your children's life teacher. And I know that to be true. I have 2 children. But at some point, you know, we are in the discussion and we would say, well, you know, the teachers have to get it together. They're just out collecting a paycheck, you know, and then you start talking to teachers and find out that their hands are tied because it's the school and the district that's promoting the agenda or the education schedule that the child is going to be on. And then you say, well, damn, the district is full of crap and they're not doing what they need to do. But then, see, my wife has been joining she was on the PTA, she got elevated to, you know, the schools, and then now she's working in the district, and you find out that the district is only maintaining the rules or the educational agenda that's being handed to them by the state. So then you say, damn, the state is up to some garbage because they are not providing levels of educational standards. They're not demanding that these standards be taught to our children. And then we sit around in state and federal government, all the same people. But my point is, this lack of education has been mandated from the top. It's not only the parents, it's not only the teachers, it's not only the schools, but it's the state and the federal government having these low expectations for its citizens. And then we sit around and wonder why we're constantly falling behind in the test scores, the math scores, the reading scores, behind Japan, China, and every other semi-industrialized country. But it's because of the low standards that's being handed down. And then we wonder why we're in an economic crisis. And we wonder where the jobs are going to come from, since people in this country are no longer working with their hands, since the economy of the future is all about your mind. But we have been neglecting the minds of the children for the past, I don't know, 50, 100 years. Apparently the educational public school system has been crap for a long time, but it's not because of the passion of the teachers or the administrators in the school. I used to think that, I'm telling you, but it's these low standards. How else would you explain it? I have a 9-year-old son who's entering the 6th grade next year. He won't turn 10 into the school year, but he's taking advanced 7th grade math. Why? All because I had a little time and taught him how to read, and I taught him how to write and taught him how to add and multiply and divide. We got into some fractions when he was in the 2nd grade. Oh my God, what are you doing teaching fractions to a child? They can't pick up this. Yes, they can. Get off of that. Children are geniuses. All of them are. It's our responsibility as parents, as district administrators, as politicians to bring out that genius in each and every last one of them. And it's there. But then, there are a few people inside the system who like to think that children have to be of a certain age, in order to learn something. I taught my child how to play chess at 2 years old. I know that's hard to believe, but he could move the pieces. He understood the game. By 3, he was beating people. By 4, he was a champion down at Navy Pier. We live in the Chicagoland area. And 5, doing this thing. Now he's off in the video games and other stuff, but he's obviously in the 9th grade, in the 6th grade as a 9-year-old. And my baby boy, they want to skip a couple of grades. He's just graduated kindergarten, my man, and they want to put him in the 2nd grade. I don't know if he's ready yet, because they're still children. Only because he reads at a 4th grade level. He does math at the end of the 3rd grade level. But that's because we sit around and do these things. But I got to thinking, is it really all that special? I really don't think, and again, I think that they all are geniuses, but the standards are so low that it's despicable. We got to do something. Politicians sitting in office lying to us every day anyway. Somebody needs to do something, because this is getting crazy. The country is only going to fall farther and farther behind every other country. And believe this, the only reason we still dominate the world ain't the power of the greenback. It's the power of that gun, of the soldier, that we don't want to take care of anyway. Disgraceful. That's what's on my mind. That's what I'm thinking today. I'm wondering, what are you? Let's have a conversation. Do me a favor, make a comment at the bottom. Let me know how you feel about the situation, and let's start a dialogue.